Hey everyone, it's Kai here. So this is my 5 months on T video. I imagine that this vlog is going to be like a little bit shorter. We're coming up to the holidays. I just got finished with my semester, and if I'm being perfectly frank, I'm kind of just not feeling it right now. Like I'm really just tired. I think it was just everything was go, 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 go. For the end of semester, trying to get through my grades. I had a couple of difficulties with one prof, and going through some stuff still with that. Um, and yeah, so I think I just, after all of that kind of came to a head, I've just been wiped, and I'm getting a little bit of that, seasonal Christmas depression, I think. But it's not anything trans related. It's certainly not as bad as it has been in the past. I currently have you propped up in a fishbone cactus. So if you see me kind of like looking around and stuff, it's because there's little fishbone things in the way. You see them here? Cute. Oh, so cute. Anyway, so I guess I'll start, kind of like top down. Facial hair is growing in. That's a thing. I still can't get my freaking eyebrows to grow out. They won't bush out. I guess that's going to happen at some point. But I notice a lot of people looking at it. They can see it. I've got sideburns. I've got hair coming in down here. This is 3 days of growth. I've got a little mustache. Neck beard is still going in strong, and I shave it every other day. But the rest of the hair, it's still super patchy. I don't have anything on my cheeks, really. A little bit here, mostly down here. I keep trying to grow it out, and then I end up hating it by the end of the first week, or I'll find an excuse, and I'll feel super dysphoric, and I'll shave it off. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. People have been noticing the voice drop lately. They've been commenting on it. At times when I noticed that my voice was deep, other people didn't really seem to notice as much, unless I showed them like a comparison video. But people have been commenting on my voice, like people like my therapist commented on it, like a couple of sessions ago, like 2 weeks ago, and other people have been like, "Oh wow, your voice is deep." I'm like, "Yeah." I also have this Adam's apple coming in here, which I'm really super okay with. I hope it gets bigger actually. It's something that I've wanted since I was like 4 years old, and I noticed guys in a choir singing and having it, and found out that I wouldn't get one because my voice isn't deep enough. But that seems to be changing. So, yeah, there's that. I don't know how much my voice has deepened. And sometimes I will get dysphoric and feel like it's getting higher again. And but that's not a thing that happens. It cannot get higher. I have looked into it extensively, and I am just struggling with being trans. I went and I got my hair cut for the first time since October. I got a little trim. Actually, it started getting really long, and I was really stressed out, so I like shaved the sides off because I always do something with my hair whenever I'm stressed. That's a mood. Um, but yeah, I went and I got it like trimmed up and stuff. And my like stylist, I don't know what you call her, the person who cuts my hair, she had commented on the fact that my hair is thinning. It is a thinner texture on top. I'm also getting a male hairline, which is really funny. I didn't realize that that was a thing, but we are working on that. She said she's going to try and keep the top, because this up here is still kind of the thicker bits that I've had for a long time, but the strands and stuff are definitely getting thinner, she said. But you can see that because women's hairlines go like this, men's typically go like this and stick out here. So that's a thing that has been happening, which I'm actually also kind of okay with. I just don't want to lose my hair, but knowing like my genetics, I probably will at some point. And if that's the case, I'm probably just going to shave it off and grow a big bushy beard, because if I'm getting hair loss, I better be getting a full ass beard, which are my genetics. Third thing is strength since last time. So I had kind of fallen out of going to the gym, so I didn't really have any like progress reports. I wasn't actually being overly physically active. I was just so stressed out with school. That was my whole life there for about 6 weeks, 2 months, something like that. And I went to the gym like the day after I was finished, and I haven't done anything. Like, I have not lifted nothing in like 2.5 months. And I was able to lift 30 pounds heavier than what I could last time, which is crazy. Um, so yeah, that's crazy. Like, I don't understand at all how lean muscle mass does that, and how men are just stronger without doing anything. It kind of seems really unfair, but that's it. I'm continuing to go to the gym. Gonna try and, get stronger and get more buff. In particular, like, yeah, to kind of help with dysphoria stuff. In interacting with people, people are confused, like, a lot as to how to treat me. I noticed this when I went to my work orientation, and the new guys who were there, like, I had grown my facial hair out a little bit coming up to that, and the guys, like, I don't know how to describe it, and it's not quite like, it's not like a transphobia thing. It's just like they're trying to figure out how which gender to treat you as, because we treat genders differently. And so they'll kind of look at me and try and figure me out, and then decide, like, they decided, like, oh, I'm gonna treat you like one of the guys. Like, you're like a guy. I was like, cool, whatever. Like, I'm just like a tiny man. And they, yeah, but on my, like, information stuff, where I was born female, it still says, like, it says female on my documents until I get that changed over. And so they knew that I was, so I had to put in my legal information, and then it's kind of like withheld until things change over, and then they'll change it over in their system or whatever. But so I was put down as female, and I guess my manager, like my snow manager, didn't get that memo, and then in a group of like 40 guys, used me as an example, just being like, oh yeah, if Kai goes out and does such and such, and he was like, if Kai goes out and does whatever, she, and then these guys that I just met, I could see like their whole demeanor change. Like, they just kind of went and like looked at each other, and then looked at me, and then one of them like looked at me in a different angle, and I was like, oh shit. So my dysphoria went through the fucking roof, and I debated quitting, and then I didn't. I calmed myself down, and I actually had an endocrinologist appointment that day as well, and she said that my levels are better than she thought they were going to be. Like, I'm within that teenage male range, past the female range, and she was like, I, thought that you were just taking your shot kind of thing. But it had been in the middle of my 2 shots. So, yeah. Actually, in talking about that, I am now on weekly shots. So I've my dose has been pushed up slightly, just to kind of push me from that like 13-year-old boy range into like a 15-year-old boy range, which is cool. So I am doing weekly shots now at 0.35 mils. So that's like 350 milligrams per week, approximately. So that's where I'm at. Whereas before I was doing 0.6 mils every 2 weeks. So now it's like if I was to do 2 weeks, it would be 0.7 mils. Yeah. So that was good. I went back. I finished my shift. I didn't go in the next day. And then I calmed down, and I wrote them an email and kind of explained my situation a little bit. And was like, I really like you guys. I had a really great day. Like, this is kind of what's going on with me. Like, I'm just really nervous about it. And they were like, yeah, we'll accommodate that. And I was like, okay, awesome. So I've gone to a couple of events with them since, and it's been fine. And yeah, it's been good. But people are confused how to treat me. When I work at the farmers market, they also are really confused. Especially when I'm growing my facial hair out. People get weird around me, and I'm just kind of trying to like accept the weirdness, but that's really hard as well. Internalized transphobia really sucks. And in relation to that, I've been getting really bad dysphoria lately, like really bad. Around all of that, just feeling like I don't fit, knowing that people, like, their first instinct, although now it's not like a confident calling me female, their first instinct is to call me female, and then a lot of people will kind of go, or if they're like a younger generation, they'll revert to calling me they. Like, they'll be like, yeah, like they had said, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's something. Like correcting themselves without me even saying anything, which is kind of nice. But yeah, just like a lot of dysphoria around it being a tiny guy. Like it's hard being a short, small guy, and it's hard being a trans guy, and both those things, like I've talked about it before, is fucking hard when you combine them together. Like, I have small hands and small feet, and I've debated getting bigger size shoes that don't quite fit, although I may need to actually go up half a size in shoes anyway, because my feet are getting like wider and they get kind of jammed in my shoes now. But I've debated going up like a size and a half just to make it appear like I have naturally bigger feet. There's not a whole lot I can do with my hands. My shoulders are small, but I'm working on that. And then my hips are really big, and that are like they're female hips, and I see it in photos, and I get so dysphoric and fucked up about it. Like, I'm happy that it's winter because I'm wearing like so many layers to just try and combat that, but then I kind of look like a tiny, like, butch female who's drowning in their clothes, and like, or like a small guy who's just drowning in his clothes, and it's not who I am. I like the fashion, and apparently earrings and like patterned shirts are all deemed effeminate by our society. Yay. Found this out through there's this group online. It's like female to male passing, and it's actually pretty toxic because it's based on what other people's perceptions are, and I've seen some guys get like really upset about it. So I haven't posted anything on there, but I see like what they're saying, and I can see other people's pictures and kind of get what they're saying. But yeah, it's funny the way that we gender people, and I think that it will always, like, one of my friends, he has like facial hair and looks quite masculine. I mean, he's like more of like an effeminate small guy, but like looks quite masculine, and people like refer to him as female when he's back on all the time. And yeah, so that's hard, that I'm probably always going to be misgendered on some level, and I just wish that I was like a big strong guy, and that was not the cards I was dealt. And then, you know, transitioning later, I'm not going to get any bone changes or anything like that. So yeah, that's the thing. Top surgery update. So I hadn't heard anything back, so I'm sent an email to the top surgery, like the clinic in Montreal, and they got back to me like immediately, and we're like, yep, like we have you, here's the paperwork that you need to fill out. So I have an appointment with my GP on the 30th to get him to fill out paperwork for blood work stuff. And yeah, and then like I'm one step closer to that. I just have to get that faxed in, and then they'll give me a date, which is crazy. I also made a point to talk with my school academic advisor about the name change. And so my name comes up now as Kai on all of my school stuff, which is cool. There's like some spaces where it's like still showing my other name, but what she had said was just come back in, like have a meeting with me once your name gets legally changed over, and we'll go through the whole process of making sure that all of that's changed over. So yeah, that's it in my life right now. Hope you guys have good holidays, and I'll keep trying to grow my facial hair out and not get really dysphoric over how patchy it is. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.